I had this artwork once, and I did not know how to finish it. And I put it up on my wall for 3 weeks, and every day coming into my studio, I would stare at that thing. And then one day I was like, man, it's done. And I didn't do a single thing to it. Other works, I would sit in front of it and I would just get the spark. I would see exactly what needs to be done. It's one little stroke. We know that the work itself is going to live on. And we do have a hope that the message that you're trying to convey with the work will be received and understood by people outside. That I can't control. I had an exhibition in London in 2018, and one of the works that I did was of a man clothed in cardboard, rising up from the cardboard. And a local newspaper had covered the exhibition. What I did not know was that there was a young gentleman in the Eastern Cape sleeping on the street, covered in cardboard. He found the newspaper along the road, and he saw my article. And that article, with the images of my work, inspired him to go back home and continue his studies. And he's actually now he's gone to a university in the Eastern Cape, and he's got his degree. And after that, he contacted me to tell me the story. I'm like, wait, what? See, now when I was making the work, that was never in my brain at all. It was never part of my narrative, but the artwork itself had a different narrative, which is incredible. Yeah. My name is Vivien Kohler. I'm a visual artist, mixed media artist, originally from Cape Town. And I moved to Johannesburg in 2012, and I now have a studio at August House. The beautiful thing about Joburg is the heart of the people. As soon as I got here, the initial impact of the city itself versus the people that I met was quite a dichotomy, because the city looks quite rough, but the people are the most beautiful hearts you will meet. And also found that people are very open and willing to work with you here. My earliest memory, I was painting and drawing, and I would paint on everything. I mean, growing up, I even painted on my parents' TV, which they weren't happy about, obviously. I studied at Ruth Brass in Cape Town, fine art. From there, I became a studio manager of and I helped found a studio in Cape Town called Good Hope Art Studios as well. And after that, in 2012, I moved up here to Johannesburg. It's been wonderful. It's been a really great journey. I've met amazing artists along the way who have helped me with my techniques that I've applied in my work. My work tends to be process-driven, so I consume as many processes as I can. So from the culinary arts to fashion design, obviously graphic design. I'm very interested in how things work, but more than that, how things can work together. So in terms of my work is it's a juxtaposition of histories. So if you think about a found object, it's a found history, right? But these histories that you find as found objects, they come from various places, various points in time, various personalities and people's lives that have been discarded. And I take those histories and I put them together. And that actually forms a completely different narrative to what was initially conceived. So all the emotions that we go through in the expanse of our life, we experience through the making of one artwork, from conception to birth. So if you liken it to a mother carrying a child from the conception, and you care for that thing deeply until it's born, and then it takes on a life of its own. So it's a contradiction in terms, right? The sun shone brightly that night. So everyone, I don't think anyone is exempt from dark periods in life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a crazy, depressing time. It's just questions that we have. It also might be a deep depression. But there is a point where we have to go inward, in those dark times. We have to go inward and get back to that place of authenticity. that place of purpose, where you ask yourself, okay, who am I really? Why am I really here? What do I really want to do? And you have to close your eyes to your circumstances to do that. Yes, there are times when we have to ask people advice and all that, but there are times when we have to just shut ourselves off to everything that's around. Like, who am I? What is this actually about? And that's when the sun shines bright at night.